Season 3, Week 4. Today is Ordinary Soldiers versus Mako. I am Feraligatron, and today I am joined by BMG Tormentor. I believe that's what your name is.
Yeah.
And I believe this is your first game commentating, so it should be fun. It should be fun.
Huh.
Now, if
Let's
people don't
keep
know,
up to it.
Mako is still our current reigning champions. They came off of a great win last week, a nice 4-0 against the Seattle Senpais. And Ordinary Soldiers is actually a newer team brought in to take in one of the slots of a team that had to drop out. So, team we've seen before versus a team we've never seen. It should be pretty interesting, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, last week with the Seattle Senpai game with Mako, they were playing really strong. I was surprised they were able to 4-0 Seattle. Because Seattle was looking really strong in the first week, 2 weeks.
Definitely.
So.
Well, both teams are ready to go, so let's get into our first map of the series, which is Ilios. Now, Ilios, we've seen a lot of different compositions come out of this. Depending on the map type, you normally see, like, the Orisa Roadhog strategy, which,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty strong strategy, but it looks like we're actually going to Ruins first. So what do you think is going to be the most likely thing to come out of this?
Well, now that Widow has her nerf, I'm thinking we might actually see some Pharah on there. Because I know Mako has a really strong Pharah player. And Pharah's really good on Ruins. If you have the Mercy.
Well, even though Widow did just have that nerf, I don't think it's going to take her out of the game completely. I mean, Widowmaker is still just that strong hit scan.
Yeah. I mean, only thing that I've really had a problem with is, like, a lot of Widowmakers get that muscle memory from the 0.75 second time. And now that's at 0.9, they have that slight muscle memory mess up. So.
It does look like we're actually going to see a Ryan Hammond composition out of the Ordinary Soldiers. Don't really see too much Hammond, actually.
No. Hammond's a really strong character, too. Especially since he just got that pile driver buff. It's going to be interesting. And we see the pharmacy coming out, too.
And it looks like we are going to see this far come out of Mako's side in the form of Tekris Torb. And, like you said, that pharmacy, very strong composition, although it can be a little risky considering that you're putting a healer right into that Pharah, and you're dedicating basically 2 resources to this combo. So, it can be risky if the enemy team starts pushing into your team.
Very much. I mean, that's kind of the point of dive, which is what it looks like they're running. They're going to be the ones trying to push the most, so...
And it looks like Tekris Torb is going to take the first pick onto that Junkrat, taking out Chesto out of the fight. Reinhardt charging in, but it didn't look like he caught anybody. Instead, it might have been just for a reposition to get placement onto that point, try and cap this. But Mako immediately comes in after taking a few picks, is going to start pushing in. Reinhardt getting a charge onto the Winston, but not going to take him out. Instead, Aaron going to take out D-Man, and with the cleanup of that Lucio, that's going to end that fight and allow Mako to take this first point.
Yeah, that pharmacy is being really strong right now, along with this Winston, so...
And like you're saying, that's mainly the point of the dive competition, is to really push into your enemy team, although it looks like Ordinary Soldiers, they didn't know what they really wanted to do against Mako. Mako had a very early movement onto that point, but a Pulse Bomb onto Junkrat, going to remove him from that fight again early on with another pick onto Fico Man, and that's going to keep him out of this fight. Pharah is going to fall on the side of Mako, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter as both tanks are on this Reinhardt. Moira popping her coalescence, try to keep it in this fight, but she will be taken out by Corey on this Winston. Soldier comes in, but going to be kept near this spawn room. Lucio trying to get the speed boost in, but Mako's already reset.
Yeah, I mean, Mako's just playing this dive comp really strong right now. So...
it looks like it's really hard for Soldiers to make any lasting push. I mean, you see, another massive ult, this time getting a triple kill with that rocket barrage. A nano boosted Winston is gonna keep him in that fight and do massive amounts of damage, even though Winston isn't able to have the highest damage output. Nano boost is gonna make him be a killer.
Yeah, I mean, with what we're seeing right now, this is just like Mako is pushing with the dive, and it's just completely dominating.
It looks like Mako is just showing off their dominance as to why they are that #1 team currently.
Yeah. I mean, we see the Junkrat switch off the Ashe to try to counter the Pharah, I'm guessing, but so we'll see how that goes.
But a huge rotation, Winston being the only one there to stop them, but Soldier will be knocked off the edge by this Winston. Earthshatter comes in, not going to catch anybody, but a Diva buff coming in, going to catch 3, taking out the Reinhardt Diva and the Ashe, and that's an easy 0-100 on this first point.
Yeah, Mako's just dominating with that dive comp right now. Like, I mean, Rein Zarya is powerful, but when you're going against dive, there's really no stopping it.
I think what Ordinary Soldiers should have done is they possibly should have switched over to a Reaper, which they are switching over to now.
Yeah, no, I saw that at the beginning of the game, and their Reaper switched off to Soldier, which was curious.
I mean, I feel like they should have sticked with the Reaper, because Reaper is able to counteract that Winston and keep him away. If you force that Winston away, the team really has no push ability at that point.
Yeah, and we are seeing a switch off of Pharmacy now. Hackers is switching the Widow, and we're getting a Genji with a Lucio instead of Mercy, so...
A little bit of a mirror composition coming out from these teams, swapping the Diva for a Hammond, but the first pick is going to go to Tekris, taking out the Lucio from Ordinary Soldiers. Diva is going to be sucked away by that Moira, but she is going to escape fairly easily. Hammond, I think, fell into the well!
Did he? Really? Did not notice that, damn.
And once again, an easy first capture for Mako. Tekris Thor taking yet another pick.
Yeah. I mean, Mako's just really dominant in this.
Tekris looking to try and line up these shots. Winston going to dive right onto him. But D-Man will fall to Aaron, and it looks like Mako just going to continue to keep this up. Ordinary Soldiers keep losing people at just the wrong times. They need to stop for a second and regroup.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to counter this dive, but Mako's just so powerful with it.
But a good pick on Egan is going to give them the chance to start pushing in. Are they going to use it, though? It looks like they are going to start pushing in. Might have been a little late for that respawn, as we see the Genji is back up again, but Tekris Torp is going to fall to D-Man. This could be Ordinary Soldier's chance to start making a hold onto this point, but it looks like they're just too divided. Lucio going to fall to the Winston. D-Man taking out another pick, this time both taking out both supports, and this could be their chance. They need to target this Winston down, though. Pyro Rage ran out. Winston jumping in, trying to take out their Winston. D-Man will be able to take out E again. And now changing his sights, using that Primal Rage, starting to push in onto this enemy team. Going to help D-Mech that Diva. And then escape with his life as well. And start pushing into the enemy team.
Wow, Mako's really getting pushed hard here. Seems like Soldier really got their bearings on this dive comp that they have set up. Well, semi-dive, I should say.
We see that Tekris decided to switch over to the Doomfist, determining that Widow is no longer a good idea, but Genji going to fall to a Hammond pile driver. Tekris Torb will be able to take out Fickleman, who had popped the tactical visor. Corey coming in with a pick of his own, and now looking to try and take out the Reaper. An interesting target for Winston, but it looks like it's working.
Yeah, I mean, if you're good enough Winston, you can take on just about anybody, though, so...
Ordinary Soldiers popping these Hammond mines, but easily taken out thanks to Winston's Tesla cannon.
Yeah, I mean, we also do see that Genji has Blade right now, so we could be seeing a big Blade play here soon.
We could have seen a big play, except for those mines, just a few that were taken out. Worst case of Curse, Trillium, and Egan. That's going to take out that Dragon Blade out of this fight. Diva Bomb coming in, going to be left open. Wilts will take out the enemy Hammond, but at this point, will flip back over to Mako. Death Blossom will help take out Tekris Torb, though, and this could be Ordinary Soldier's chance to keep this point, but it looks like Mako is going to have the upper hand, being able to take out the Reaper with a Primal Rage. Ordinary Soldiers gets their Hammond back onto this point and keeps that fight going. Hanzo on this backside, being kept up by the Moira, and she's going to be able to help force that D.Va away from him. But Mako still has possession at this point, and overtime already starting to tick away. Tech Restore will be able to get a pick off onto this Moira. Dragon Blade coming out from the Genji, looking for as many picks as he can. Sound Barrier is going to come in to save the life of his team. But it looks like this fight is going to be all in vain as Mako coming in with the kills yet again, taking out the Hanzo from this Winston of Corey, as well as taking out yet another pick, this time on the Reaper. Sound Barrier comes out from Mako this time, and that's going to keep this Winston into that fight. Winston looking to try and take out most of these Hammond mines. It looks like all of them are gone now, and Mako looks like they're going to walk away with this first map. Ooh, my throat.
Yeah. I mean, Mako was playing really strong there, and I'm like, Soldier came back in that second portion really well, but Mako was just asserting their dominance with the dive comp, showing why they are #1 in the league currently and defending champions.
But there's still a long match to go. There are still 3 other maps that can be taken, and it's possible. We haven't seen it yet, but I'm hoping that sometime in these early weeks, we will see a map 5 come out of this. But it's always still too soon to tell. Ugh. Now, let's see if any teams are going to be making any swaps. We do have some players here on the bench, so we could see some different people come in. Our next map is going to be King's Row, probably one of the more favorite maps of this current map rotation.
I wouldn't just say map rotation, I'd probably say it's one of everybody's top maps. Because it's such a well, not open, but like you have so many flank routes, and you can really utilize those flank heroes on this map.
Let's just see if either team is going to make any swaps or if they are ready to go. But what do you think right now? What does Ordinary Soldiers have to do in order to walk away with at least one map in this current set?
I don't know. Like, from what I can tell right now, Soldiers have a really good Reaper player, so they could be very strong on King's Row. Because Reaper and all the flank heroes are very strong on this map. So I feel like if they can play the flanks well enough on this map, they could take this map. And the main thing that Soldiers have to do is really pay attention to the tanks on Mako. Because they're targeting mostly damage and not really worrying about the tanks that much in the first game. They're trying to focus damage, so...
Do you think it's possible that Soldiers might pull out a Sombra? I mean, looking at this dive composition that Mako's running, Sombra, if you get the hack out onto that D.Va or that Winston, that's going to stop their dive dead in its tracks and make them a very easy pick.
Yeah, I mean, if they pull out Sombra, they could really easily take out the Winston. Because if Winston can't dive, then Winston's kind of not really useful at that point. And a really easy target, because he can't throw down his barrier, so...
Now, something that is interesting is we see Egan being subbed out for Archangel. Now, Egan, we know what he can do with, like, the Genji or Pharah. He's really good, what I've noticed, a projectile character. And swapping him out for Archangel, that might change up Mako's approach a little bit. Maybe they're going for more of a bunker-type composition now.
So, I mean, Bunker is very strong on King's Row at that first point. Holding that first choke point. So.
It is, but I believe Mako is going to be on the offense first, the way it's set up. So, it could change things up a little bit. It does look like Soldiers are going to be making a swap, just waiting to find out who's going to be coming out and who's going, and who Cretito is going to be coming in for. But I do think Ordinary Soldiers, they have a chance to break over Mako. I mean, the issue that they were having there is just Mako's targeting was on point.
Yeah, I mean, Mako has a very strong team composition, and they work together very well. So,
Very much
like
so.
soldiers go have to like scatter them to get the easy win, or even a win.
And we are going to see a swap. We're going to see Gratito come in for Wally Kiki. I think that's how you say his name. Waleed
Yeah, I mean,
Elfiki.
Waleed Elfkey? Waleed Elfkey? I don't know.
Rafiki, that's his new name. But we will see a sub come out from both sides. For Mako, a DPS sub, and for Ordinary Soldiers, we're actually seeing a support sub. So that can change things up a little bit. If Mako's DPS aren't targeting down these supports, that swap could be what soldiers need.
Yeah, very much so. Supports can change the tide of battle a lot, so...
I mean, we've seen it so often. I mean, Mako, what happened against Seattle Senpais is Curse and WP, they were keeping everybody up so effectively and so powerfully that that Seattle really couldn't get any meaningful picks onto them.
Yeah.
So it's the supports play a massive role, a bigger role than people realize.
I'd probably say support's the most important role on the team. Personally.
Still waiting on the ready up for Ordinary Soldiers to see if we're ready to come into our next map. But let me do a quick plug for the podcast. We will be having the podcast again this week, and so hopefully I'll see you guys after this match, as I believe it's going to happen like very shortly after.
I will say the podcasts are never uninteresting. They're always eventful.
Stories about what?
The podcasts are always eventful. Everyone should check them out.
Something always happens.
Whether it's someone asking if Reaper's shotguns dropping on the ground are canon, or if it's a 20-minute rant about females playing the healer role.
Or a 30-minute rant about Star Wars in one episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have a nice show for everybody today.
And then everyone making enemies of people because they hate Sombra.
Hey.
Never uneventful.
Sombra is a great character. Changed my mind.
Okay, see, I'm not saying she's a bad character, but it's one of those characters that you love to have on your team, but you hate when she's hacking you.
Yeah, everyone hates it when she focus hacks you. That's just what Sombra does, though.
Yeah.
It's like getting angry at the shark for killing the seal.
Like, see, personally, the character I don't like the most is Brig. Because I'm a Reaper main. I love Reaper. And she can shield bash me out of Wraith form, so I just hate Brig. My one tool to utilize gets unutilizable.
Your one tool to utilize is unutilizable.
Hey, I make up my own English. That's my thing.
And it looks like there is going to be some role swaps coming in, actually.
A lot of role swaps.
And there we go. So yeah, some different things coming in. We're going to actually see D-Man switching over to the support role. Now, I wouldn't say D-Man was doing a bad job on the tank. So, this could be interesting. This could be different.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
And I
This will
believe
be
both
very
teams
interesting.
are ready to go, so let's go into map number 2, Kings Row.
Now entering King's Row.
I might back out though in case WP says that, because he didn't give me the re-ready, so. But Kings Row, he changed the preferences to EU server. We're gonna go back to the lobby real quick because I have a request to change it to EU servers, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask them where they want it to be. Have you noticed that there's a lot of EU servers, but only 2 US servers? There's so many EU servers, holy crap. But, as I was saying, we saw D-Man, though, earlier playing on the tank, and I believe he was actually playing the Winston at one point. I think he had swapped over. So it's gonna change some things up. Now I'm just gonna see if both teams are ready to go. You still there, BMG?
Yeah, I am. I accidentally muted myself. I was having a coughing fit. I'm a little bit sick right now.
That's fine. I was not doing well yesterday myself, so.
Yeah, I got bronchitis, and it's like, ugh. The weather here lately.
Yeah, the weather can ruin some people. Just waiting for the ready from both teams. Now with the server change, we're actually in the Netherlands now.
I would try to do an accent, but I'd probably offend a lot of people.
And both teams are ready to go. So let's try this again. Map number 2, Kings Row.
Now entering King's Row.
At least it came up before the map officially started.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying though, Kings Row probably one of the community's favorite maps, period.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally play every comp on it. Like, if you're a good dive team, you can play dive. Bunker, powerful on this map. So, it's going to be really interesting to see what Mako and Soldiers pull out in this. Because I could see Mako trying to dive again. So
I foresee them trying to dive going into the first point, but once you start moving that payload, I feel like they might switch over to a more bunker-style composition, just trying to hold on that point, rather than trying to jump onto it.
And it looks like we're seeing a brig from Mako? That could be interesting.
Break isn't actually a bad pick, honestly.
No, I mean, everyone's like, oh, she got nerfed so hard she can't heal anymore. And it's like, she's really not that bad. Like, she's still a really powerful hero. But we are seeing an interesting comp from soldiers. We're seeing a Rissa D.Va.
And I understand why they're doing it. I mean, D.Va was given that buff, giving her rockets a 3-second cooldown. So she's a lot more mobile than she used to be, making her able to be more of that peeling tank or that more effective dive tank. So
yeah,
they might be doing that to try and counteract some of the characters that Mako's going to be running, like Tekris on this Widowmaker right here.
Yeah, this Tekris on this Widow is a very powerful
but
Widow.
But a D-Mech on to Soldier's D.Va, that's going to take her out of the fight, as Archangel's going to make sure that she dies. With Chisto being picked up by Tekris Torb, now Mako starting to push in. Reinhardt going to get antied and nearly caused the death, but he is going to escape with his life thanks to the courtesy of that shield. Fire Strike going to be able to take out Finkelman in a nice fast push onto this point. He's going to make an early cap.
Yeah.
Now, I think the biggest thing there was how Mako rotated. Is they put the D.Va up on the high ground and caused the distraction, forcing Soldier's D.Va to try and contest her. And when they did that, they just dove right on top of her and made sure that she was out of that fight.
Yeah, and now we have Archangel going around the back with the flank, so...
But we are going to see Curry take out Tekris Torb, and now we have a Reaper behind the enemy team. Behind Mako.
This is what I meant. This is a really strong map for flankers such as Reaper, because he can just go around the corner and you'll never find him.
Archangel going to take a pick out onto Fico Man, taking out that Hanzo. An nano-boosted Reinhardt going to be a huge force right here. Immediately pushing in and swinging away. Reaper will be taken down by Aaron, with the D.Va getting D-Mech'd and will be taken out by Corey. Now, Mako just really showing that aggressiveness that they possess, using this D.Va to start pushing in when the Reinhardt isn't, and the Reinhardt can start pulling back, getting some healing so he can get back into the fight.
Yeah, I mean, playing Reinhardt on this map lets you be very aggressive very easily, with him being such a forward momentum character.
Tekris Torb looking for some sight lines on this Widowmaker. But nice double self-destruct, going to take out both the Hanzo and the Ana from the side of Ordinary Soldiers. And this push is going to go in the favor of Mako, as that checkpoint is going to be reached with 5 minutes on their time bank. Hammond contesting as much as he can, but Nancy Hammond is going to be forced away from that payload. A good pick, though, onto Archangel. Reaper looking to take this pick out onto the Reinhardt, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it. He might be going for the Death Blossom here. He will pop it, but he will be taken out by Tekris Torb. That's a wasted Blossom. Tekris using this infra sight. Now they can see exactly where Mako is, or where Ordinary Soldiers is set up. Although you may not need it, considering you gotta know where they are. Self-destruct going to take out Tekris Torb, but the picks are already in Mako's side. Mako's Reinhardt. Corey starting to push in, is going to be able to charge and kill the enemy Reaper from Ordinary Soldiers. And this looks like Mako is going to easily keep this payload moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, they had that Wrecking Ball from Soldier back on the point just to try to slow it down. But Doomfist saw him and just threw him into a hole, so...
Dragon is going to come out from the side of Ordinary Soldiers, but Sound Barrier keeps everybody alive. Aaron going to be able to take out Gratito on that Orisa with D.Va. Though she's being slapped, she lands right on that payload and is going to help keep that contested. Self-destruct coming in. It's not going to catch anybody, but will help that payload get to that final checkpoint. And so much time on that time bank right now.
Yeah, I mean, they pushed it super fast, and it was mostly thanks to that Reinhardt, in my opinion. Because Reinhardt's such a forward-moving character that you have to take him out to stop the push.
And Mako made sure to keep that momentum moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. So, what we're seeing though is we're gonna see Mako. They're actually gonna bring out. Looks like they might be bringing out a Torbjorn in the form of Archangel. Don't see too many Torbjorns.
No, but Torbjorn can be very strong on this first area. If you get that turret set up in the right spot, they really have to focus the turret, otherwise it's just going to be that super annoying menace in the back line. So,
I mean,
it does look like both teams are pulling out Sigma, too.
I'm sure we've all had those matches, though, where you go against an enemy Torbjorn and, like, it's a Torbjorn, just kill him, and that turret is the most, like, crucial part of their composition, and that's the thing that's getting all the kills. And it's just doing more work than you thought it would.
Yeah, I mean, Torbjorn can be a super strong hero, especially if he has the team to back him up.
There is no obligation for the universe.
Soldiers, looks like they were second-guessing the Sigma for a second, but they decided to stick with it, and that did waste a few seconds, it looks like. But they're using the Sim teleporter. They're gonna immediately pop up behind Mako. Mako not knowing where they are, it looks like.
Ah, but the Torb turret found soldiers, so...
Sim turrets being popped right onto that point, but I think they were destroyed immediately. This turret not looking like it sees anybody. Now it's going to start locking onto people. Ordinary Soldiers taking a fairly slow push in here, trying to find the perfect time to start moving in. Tekra Sword will take the first pick of the fight, taking out Gratito on that Diva. And looking for even more picks.
Here, Soldiers is very split right now.
And a nice pick, though, onto Fikaman from Tekris Torb, as well as Corey taking on the enemy Ana. And that's going to keep this push out of the favor of the Ordinary Soldiers. I was about to say, if Archangel was able to get that hammer pick.
Yeah, see, Soldiers' main bread and butter, it seems to be, is a flank composition. They're always trying to flank, but that Torb turret makes it very hard to pull off the flank. So...
We do see the Ordinary Soldier's Diva going to start pushing in around. She is going to be able to escape, but not without first losing her mech. Widowmaker using that infra sight. Now she's got sights on where Soldiers was trying to push from, and that's going to help her take out a pick on a Curry. Soldiers, looks like they're kind of held here at the choke, not really knowing what they want to do. Maybe they're just trying to charge up ults, but it might be taking them too long just to deal the damage to get those ults.
We do see the Reaper in the backline here, and this could be a very big play.
He was looking to try to get the Widow, but she knew he was there. He was poisoned.
Yeah, he was poisoned and just headshotted. Like, Tekker's is a very strong Widow.
As you can see, Tekker's winning out in that Widow 1v1, with WP winning out in the Ana 1v1. And Mako looks like they might have a hard hold here on their hands. Coming very close to a minute left on this time bank.
Yeah, we are definitely going to start seeing either a lot of ults come out, or who knows.
Mako, though, has the advantage here in the ults, though. They haven't used a single ult yet, and now they use the Molten Core, locking out this point. Corey going to be able to keep that Diva at bay by kicking her out. Rabbinic Flux will take out the Ana, as well as multiple ults being packed in. From Mako's side, they used almost everything. Only thing they saved was this Earth Shatter, but that might be just all they need, as Earth Shatter can help lock out this point completely.
But Soldier does have a Diva Bomb, so they could pull off a very big play here.
Well, they need to break this Ryan's shield. If he's able to defend against this bomb, it's not going to give them anything.
And we do see a switch off of the, I think it was Sigma, to a Winston.
Looking to try and just keep them at bay. Trying to force out this Diva Bomb, possibly. Self-destruct going to come in. It's going to catch two! Take them both out, the Winston and Archangel, and this is Soldier's chance to start pushing in. Mako pulls out. Ryan's shield gets destroyed, and now he's an easy pick for Curry. Diva gets left, but it doesn't matter as ordinary soldiers are on the point, and OT is going to slowly take away the OC9. Soldiers trying to keep this point as best as they can, but with overtime being in effect right now, they have to make sure they keep people on that point, and they will be able to cap it and get this payload starting to move forward.
See, what we saw there at the end, I believe what happened was Mako got really cocky at the end. Because they thought they had it. So...
And that's one of the biggest killers in this game. It's not somebody not doing their job right. It's not the enemy team having a smurf on their side. It's cockiness and arrogance that's gonna make you lose these fights.
Yeah, because you saw that Sigma switch off to Winston, and I think it was Lucio switched off to Zen.
Earth Shatter coming in, massive shatter catching 4 people. But there was no follow-up.
But it doesn't get a pick.
Instead, Curry gets a D-Mech onto the enemy Diva. Hammond going to get anti-nated, but he's going to be able to escape with his life, and this payload keeping this momentum moving. Mako being forced all the way back, it looks like. Self-destruct coming in. Going to get blocked this
on
time.
The side, though. And Techers is moving back. But this is what you were talking about earlier with Mako. Was once you get that forward momentum, if you keep it going, there's no stopping you. And that's what Soldiers is doing a really good job of right now.
Techers Storm able to get a D-Mech onto the Diva with Corey finishing the kill and keeping this payload contested. It looks like this push is finally going to be finished, and Mako finally able to stabilize now. Or once again, dangerously coming close to one fight territory. 40 seconds left on this time bank. Ordinary Soldiers needs to start making that push forward. Vegaman's watching to this Hanzo, keeping, and with this Dragons, it's gonna be a massive ult if he can get this off. Curry taking out Archangel. Dragon's gonna come in, looks like straight onto the point. Isn't gonna catch anybody though. It will be able to catch the Ana. That takes out one of the healers from this fight. Corey, going to be protected by a sound barrier, is starting to push in to take out Picoman, as well as looking like he's trying to keep that Moira at bay. But somebody's able to get to the point. It is the Hammond who's going to keep this contested and lock it out with his mines. Reinhardt will be able to take out the enemy Widowmaker. But Elsov is going to be able to take out Kirstrubium with a mine. And now Ordinary Soldiers has their tanks on the point. Self-destruct coming up from the side of Mako, trying to lock this out. Will be able to take out both the tanks of Ordinary Soldiers, and nobody's left there to keep that contested. And Mako will walk away with King's Row. Mako, just such a powerful force, especially this Reinhardt on this map. He really didn't give them much room.
No, I mean, he was always in their face making sure they had to focus him. So...
Impeccable.
But we still have 2 more maps to go, and it can still go either way. Our next map is going to be so we go from everybody's favorite map to everybody's least favorite. We're going to Horizon Lunar Colony next.
See, I'm one of those personally, I'm one of those people that actually enjoy Horizon.
You, my dear sir, is what I call crazy.
Do you want to hear the maps I hate? It's Volskaya and Paris.
Okay, I don't like Paris either. So I can get behind you on that. Volskaya, I'm fine with. I think it could be better, but I don't think it's one of the worst.
See, I don't like Volskaya because every time that comes up in competitive for me, it lasts 10 rounds.
But those are fun!
They're fun unless you're trying to quickly grind SR.
Yeah, if you're trying to quickly grind, then you're like, I just want to leave! But...
I'd rather take a 50 SR penalty than sit here for an hour and a half.
You see, the way I always see it is you got a match that's going for like 5+ rounds. Both teams are doing really well, so you can't get angry at the outcome of that match because it was a fair match.
Yeah, I mean, matches are always fun on the map. I just don't like how long they take. That's why I don't like the map.
I tend to have a good track history with Zenyatta on Volskaya, and I don't know why.
I tend to always get a really bad wrecking ball on Volskaya, who thinks he's good at knocking people off the map, and then he accidentally flies off the map.
Ooh, interesting swap, though, coming out of Mako. We're seeing E again being subbed in for Tekris Torb. So, they don't have that Widow anymore.
That Widow or that Pharah from the first round, so... Tekris was a very strong damage on their side.
Well, once again, going to be seeing some role swaps from the side of Ordinary Soldiers. Nobody's actually switching out or being subbed out. It's really just sub. It's just role swaps.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed from Soldier. It seems like a lot of their players are flex players. None of their players are really stuck to one role. Because we've seen D-Man on tank support, and now he's on DPS.
It does
so
seem
I'm
like
very
they have
curious to see how he plays.
Of flex players, but I do have the ready from both teams. So let's get into map number 3, Horizon Lunar Colony. Now, I'm sure you understand, though, why most people do not like this map.
Yes, I completely understand why most people do not like this map. I'm just one of those few that actually enjoy it.
No,
it
why
might
do you
also
enjoy it?
Okay, so I'm main Reaper, but I also play a lot of Widow. And Widow is really strong on this map if you can play her. There's a lot of places for her to set up, and I always have fun with Widow on this map. Especially the second point.
Well, point 2 is one of those points that you very seldom see in high-level gameplay.
Well, that's because I'm a low-level player. I don't mind saying it. I'm stuck in Elo, okay?
I'm pretty sure most of us are, as I'm stuck in that in freaking high gold. Just
I'm stuck in high silver, low gold, because all my healers always like playing DPS Moira.
Let me tell you something. Gold is not that much better than silver.
I know, that's why I want to just get to platinum and call it good.
But it looks like we're gonna see... Oop, I forgot to swap sides, oh well.
It does seem like Mako is sticking with their bread and butter Reinhardt Diva. Once again, and both sides are going to have that sim.
And it looks like
but
what Mako wants to do is they want to use the sim
Soldier.
teleporter to try and get an early push into this point. But the issue with that is when you've got Ordinary Soldiers already with a Symmetra, they can't really push in. And
not just a sim though, it's also a Torb, so you have 4 turrets to deal with just instead of those 2.
And as we saw, Mako's Doomfist started to push in. and he immediately pulled out as soon as those turrets were locked onto him, and now Mako is trying to figure out their way into this point.
And with
like
both sides having a sim, those Reinhardt barriers...
With ordinary soldiers coming away with 3 picks in quick succession of each other. And that's an easy hold from ordinary soldiers.
Yeah, with these sims on both sides, they have infinite ammo, so the shields mean nothing to them from Reinhardt. And we are going to be seeing both DPS swap on Mako. They switched to Hanzo and Pharah.
I'd say swapping off the sim as early as they did was actually a good call. I mean, you can't really run an offensive sim against a defensive one.
No, because the defensive one already has her turret set up, and those turrets will just auto-lock on the yours.
Chris Rubium will take a pick out onto a Zarya. But Sib's Photon Barrier will be able to come out, and that's going to help keep this team up. Immortality Field will be destroyed, and an Amplification Matrix will help cause the death of Corey. And now Mako has real no force in order to push in here, as they're going to lose Archangel shortly thereafter. Self-destruct comes in onto the point, but going to catch nobody, and a Molten Core locking out this point. Possibly even a wasted Molten, as it doesn't look like Mako is too eager to start pushing in. Mako looking very split up here, having a one person off on the side. Lucy are going to start coming in, trying to deter people, but that's going to be 2 picks for the side of Mako. Mako now going to start rushing in. Coalescence will cause the death of Fertito, as well as the rest of Mako starting to rush in and clean up crew done.
See, that self-destruct, it may not have got a single player, but it did destroy all 3 sim turrets in that room. So it made it where Mako could use one of the entrances easier, without having to worry about the sim turrets picking on them a little bit.
And now, ordinary soldiers setting up on the second point, and we see these sim turrets on these pillars. It's going to be pretty hard for Mako to destroy either one without getting immediately locked onto by the other. Ordinary soldiers taking a very strong defense here. The Torbjorn turret will be taken down. Nightfare will be able to take down... I still don't know his name, but we'll take out the Baptiste. Bolton Barrier once again coming out, but this time is going to be right in front of the main door to the second point. People are already on point though, and a nice Graviton Surge is going to help take out Corey. And Immortality coming in just to keep this Baptiste alive, but it looks like Mako has the numbers on the point that they need. Ordinary Soldier spawn starting to come in. Reinhardt going to be able to touch and keep this contest going, but he's not going to be able to survive that long, especially not without his Torbjorn friend to keep him up, to help take out some of that damage. But Symmetra, those turrets will help cause the death of Chris Rubium, and it looks like Ordinary Soldier is going to be able to stabilize as Corey is starting to back out now. Mako, really strong push there, but in the end, those respawns are what really did them in.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, with Mako, their main thing is when they're grouped up. Like, they're really strong when it's all of them at once, but once you start spreading them out a little bit, you start to see they're weakening a bit. And it seems like Soldier is starting to realize that, because they have been splitting up Mako quite a bit, trying to get 1 or 2 picks here and there, and it's really weakening Mako.
We do see Corey though has this Earth Shatter. Mako actually has all 6 ults on their side ready to come out, so we might be seeing some heavy ult pushes coming in. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just spam your ults.
No, I mean, it'll probably get the point, and we
will
do
take out the Torbjorn. But a shield will help keep everybody else alive. Coalescence causing some damage. Hammond going to be jumping straight onto the point, but Corey going to take out the enemy Baptiste with a fire strike and still having this Earth Shatter ready to come out. It looks like this point is going to be all but locked out. Torbjorn Molten Core coming out onto the point, locking it out as best as he can and trying to stay within that lava, but it doesn't matter when you've got a diva firing at you from behind. Immortality Field is going to come in with a Amplification Matrix, trying to deal the damage that it can. helping help Pico Man kill Corey and keep that fight in their favor. But that point almost being capped means that this is the last fight territory for ordinary soldiers. If they can't hold it here, they're gonna have to try and stall for as much time as they can.
I mean, on these maps, stalling for time can really help, because if it does go in to the 3rd and 4th round, that time being stalled can help all that it can. So...
Golux is coming in. Earth Shatter will be the thing that takes out the enemy Winston for ordinary soldiers. And now, Mako starting to push in. They are going to lose their Lucio, but they still have Corey alive, which took out the Symmetra. But nice.
They are...
There was a nice slam by the ordinary soldiers' hammers, taking out the McCree, and Mako not wanting to push in, but they're in one fight territory now. They have just about 20 seconds left to make this push. And they have a self-destruct ready to do it, but they also have Torbjorn's ult once again from ordinary soldiers to worry about.
And they have Coalescence, which negates that Reinhardt barrier, so...
Ordinary soldiers using this split up by Mako to their advantage, trying to take out this D.Va, but D.Va will be able to survive with a self-destruct coming in. Molten Core comes in, but Torbjorn will be taken out in the middle of it. Dragons looking to try and get a pick. It's not going to take anybody out. More of just the zoning, and that's what they needed in order to take that last point.
Yeah, but we just saw Soldier really counter Mako there for a very long time, which we have not seen something like that so far in this game.
And now it's Soldier's turn to go on the offensive. Now, I do think Mako might be pulling out the Symmetra here. You saw that soldiers do know how to use the Symmetra, and you can probably anticipate that they might try to use it to push straight onto the point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll use Torb again, but I could really see soldiers using the Symmetra again, because it was very strong last round. Yeah.
Now, I do also think that soldiers, if they want to do this the best they can, maybe it's time to pull out the Rhine Sigma, possibly?
And it looks like they are pulling out Rhine Ball with a Sim Junkrat.
No, it is a composition that has been working using this Hammond.
Yeah. I mean, we saw their Hammond be very strong last round.
Now, I think the big pick here, though, is Egan here on the Sombra. That is going to like, completely counter this enemy Hammond.
And this Bastion that Mako has is really going to counter that Reinhardt barrier. It looks like they are going for a bunker with D.Va.
Nah, I'd say D.Va is part of the bunker comp.
Fair enough.
Sombra in the back line of ordinary soldiers, possibly trying to tell Mako exactly what soldiers is looking to do. Ryan's barrier already destroyed, and he's going to be hacked out. He has no way to get back to his team, and he will be taken out by Archangel, and that's going to end this push, basically. Already for ordinary soldiers, right away having to reset and reassess what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, this Bastion is so strong against that Reinhardt barrier. So...
And they put this Bastion in such a good position, too. Having him on this middle high ground, he has direct sight onto the choke, because there's only one way that they can go to break through that area.
Yeah. Which is the very hard part, and why I think so many people don't like Horizon, is because there is one way, and it's direct sight of the point. Same with Paris, it's one choke spot where you come through. So... but we are seeing the Bastion move up to this end pedestal here.
No, one thing I find interesting is they're going to use ordinary soldiers. Is going to use the Sim turret, or the Sim teleporter, to put this Bastion in a better position. But Mako going to be popping this Bastion ultimate, looking to try and get as many picks as he can, possibly just to try and break this Rhine barrier, if he's not going to get any kills with it. Bastion setting up, but it looks like he's going to be a fairly easy pick, as he is going to
But
finally
it is
fall.
being backcapped by Ball. So...
Photon Barrier going to come out, but the picks are falling in favor of Ordinary Soldiers. Mako lost that Bastion. They lost their main DPS output. And now with only an Aretha and now a DMX Diva left to defend this flank, I think Ordinary Soldiers is going to have this more in their bag right now. But a three-man hack is going to make Mako their chance to start pushing back into this and keep this fight going in their favor. Sombra will be able to take out the enemy Baptiste. Junkrat taking out Corey onto that Junkrat. And just lobbing in these names, but it looks like Mako's going to walk away with the win in this current fight. But something that is big to note is Ordinary Soldiers was charging up those ults relatively fast. I mean, they used Photon Barriers and they used Mines all within one fight.
Yeah, I mean, and what really set Soldiers up to push that far was their entire team besides Hammond was focusing the Bastion. Once that Bastion fell, the ball went onto the point to make all of Mako turn around and go, we have to get to point to stop ball from cap it.
Is going to pop down this amplification matrix, possibly trying to deal as much damage as they can, but it is going to run out before Ordinary Soldier starts pushing in. Instead, they rotate downward and immediately get on the point. Self-destruct going to come in. Is it going to catch anybody? It's going to be able to catch D-Man on the Symmetra. Again, going to come in to take out the enemy Mueras. Earthshatter comes in, but going to catch nobody. And it looks like, once again, this fight is going to go in favor of Mako with Cursed Rubian, the Battle Mercy, coming in here.
Okay, I have a question. What's scarier, a Mei that only freezes or a Battle Mercy?
A nanoed Battle Mercy.
Battle Mercy is scary. But
now the big thing here is we see Egan once again with another EMP. This is gonna be the biggest ultimate that they can use because they're gonna be able to lock this out, but it didn't matter as Ordinary Soldiers just wasn't able to get to the point in time. And Mako will actually walk away with the match, but there is still a map to be played, as map score is an important thing, as it helps determine draws.
yeah, I mean, as we saw here, Ordinary Soldiers was really good when they were defending, but they just couldn't get past the bunker comp from Mako. Mako kept it locked down, and yeah.
We now will be going to our fourth and final map of the series, and that will be Rialto. Now, tell me, how do you feel about Rialto?
Oh, it's a love-hate relationship. I love the map, but I also hate it. It's just, I love the ending of the map, but I do not like pushing over the bridge at the beginning. And that first, corner is just so hard to push against sometimes. So.
Fair enough. Now, I'm somebody that actually kind of enjoys Rialto. I think it can be fairly balanced at times. I mean, especially going into that second checkpoint.
Yeah.
No, the times that I've hated Rialto is when I've got a team and we should be winning, but we don't win the fight.
Yeah. Rialto can do that, especially if you have an enemy Lucio that's really good at booping. Because there's a lot of places on that map between first and second point where you can get booped off. So.
Well, we are going to see Tekris Torb once again come back in, this time coming in for Archangel. Now Mako is back to their map 1 composition.
I really feel that Tekris Torb is going to be on the Pharmacy again. They are probably going to run Pharmacy because Pharr is a very strong play on this.
At least
and
until you start to get to that third checkpoint.
Yeah. But they could run a Pharmacy and a Widow and on that first point and be very strong at defending.
I was waiting to see if there's going to be yet another role swap come out of ordinary soldiers.
I mean, D-Man on that DPS was really strong last time. I think that's the strongest we've seen him today. Of the 3 roles he's played was on DPS.
Now, something we have to keep in mind is this is the first map Ordinary Soldiers has played here. So, we don't really know entirely what they have to offer.
Yeah, and they could be having a little bit of an off day. All teams have it, so...
Looks like we will be seeing yet another major role swap.
That is an understatement.
Ay, ay, ay.
And it looks like they are taking D-Man out this time around.
Wally is already in, bro.
I think Chestico, yeah, Chestico ended up DCing and came back in, and Wally, because he was spectating, went in. Maybe, I don't know, but I think they meant to take D-Man out.
I think he mistyped.
Yeah, it happens, but
Because shot. Yeah, I think he just mistyped. But soldiers, once again, with the major role swaps.
I'm very surprised that they took D-Man out.
I
Because
mean,
D-Man has been very strong throughout the
he
time.
did play 3 maps. You've already lost the match. So, why not have some fun with it, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we could see some very interesting or trolly comps that come out of this.
Just waiting for the ready for Ordinary Soldiers. But, yeah, we might see some different comps come out of Soldiers. Now, I'm happy I remembered this time to swap sides. I did a little out of order. Horizon was supposed to be swapped, but whatever.
Seems like everyone had fun though.
Well, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt too bad, just because Mako would have been attacking twice anyway.
Yeah. So. But I'm very curious on to see Mako's DPS line. Because their DPS has been very strong throughout the entire time. So.
And with that, full team's all ready to go, so let's get into our 4th and final map, which is Rialto.
Welcome to Rialto.
Okay, is it just me, or do you sometimes get confused between Rialto and Havana?
Believe it or not, I get confused between Rialto and I think it's Hanamura.
I think there was a double DC from the side of Mako, so I'm gonna do this real quick. Glad it happened before the match started.
Yeah.
That is strange, though. I mean, Overwatch servers have been having some issues recently.
Recently?
It's been happening for the past few days, and I know it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it.
Well, I'm making the joke because Blizzard servers are known to have technical problems.
Yeah, but this is the first time Overwatch has had major server issues.
I think the last time it was major was the launch of Roll Queue.
Yeah.
The first season was in when people were getting bronze players were playing with grandmasters.
But I think that was just because of the MMR changes they did.
In my opinion, Overwatch is in need of an MMR reset. Like, everyone's just need to reset, in my opinion. Because there is a lot of people stuck down in ELO that shouldn't belong there, but they never have a good team to get out of it.
Alright, and now let's try that again. Let's hope Rialto can actually be played.
If any map should have been played, it should have been Horizon.
If any map should have been skipped, it would have been a Horizon.
Just
and
definitely not
King's
Row
this time.
King's Row is the best map. Changed my mind.
Horizon is one of the worst maps. No, you want to know the map that I like that most people don't?
What?
Junkertown.
I love Junkertown. It is my second favorite map right behind King's Row.
Maybe that's something we should do for the podcast one time.
Favorite and least favorite maps?
Favorite maps, and then another episode least favorite maps.
That would be interesting to watch.
Ready for battle.
Already, you're gonna switch. Yes, they are.
Wow, I was wrong. Wait.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
On.
It looks looks like we had
I'm
a couple
restarting it.
problems.
There we go.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Rialto just really does not
Rialto
want to
is
be
being
played
a
today.
pain.
Ah. And we have
What
two
the
DCs once again. Rialto really does not like this fucking game today.
Egan is here.
Is he?
They're here, but it's not showing them. Oh my god, Rialto is just being a fucking pain. Alright, I'm going to stay here until they can figure out the issues that they're having. I wonder if they just keep DCing for some reason.
Who knows? Maybe no. But yeah. I mean, Overwatch servers have had the authentication problem here lately, so I got DC'd from a competitive match.
They keep having issues with the authentication thing still.
Blizzard, fix your servers, please. Not very often that we have to ask you.
Alright. I think they should be in the right spots now.
Welcome to reality.
Please, Rialto.
Now, Rialto.
Be kind! They in? They're in!
Okay, shh. Don't jinx it yet.
Please don't tell me that they're in the wrong spots. Please do not tell me that they're in the right spots.
They're in the right spots.
Right. Right, finally! Rialto! Okay, so Rialto, first point, you're probably going to see a Lucio, especially on that defending side. You tend to see Lucios a lot out of that defense.
I also usually see a lot of wrecking balls.
Ready for battle.
There we go.
And I called it. We do see Mako pulling out... Oh, never mind. Thanks, Mako.
Mako is going to actually be running with a May Doomfist composition.
Oh, doesn't that bring back the end of last year's Overwatch League?
Alright,
Doomfist
unpopular
May.
opinion. You want to know a composition I wish we would bring back in a meta that I wish would return?
What?
Beyblade.
I fucking love Beyblade. And that's not... I'm not saying that because I'm a Reaper main or anything, but I love Beyblade.
Beyblade meta was just a fun meta.
Yeah. Just let's
Mako,
never
though,
bring
Gonna be
back
pushing
the...
immediately onto the spawn of ordinary soldiers, but Curry going to be able to take out Tekris Torb. Now Mako already a man down. Maywa going to come in and help kill this diva and take her out of that mech and lead to her eventual death to Cursed Rubium. Mako holding very far off.
I mean, but for their comp, that's kind of what they're meant to do. They are running a very brawly comp. So...
But that brawly?
I mean, it's Mako. I feel like they're trying to have fun with it right now.
Now, if people don't know, WP, the captain of Mako, is the one that brought the captain of Ordinary Soldiers to my attention. Apparently that it's a team of WP's friends, so...
So this is a friendly...
It's more of a
match.
friendly match than anything else.
This match is more of a, oh, we won. It's more of a, ha, we beat you guys. We have bragging rights for a little bit.
More like WP has bragging rights for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, Mako just holding so far forward, it doesn't look like it's giving Ordinary Soldiers any chance to start pushing in through this. Earthshatter coming in, it's gonna only catch two. The Orisa and the Moira. Self-destruct going to come in. It's not gonna catch anybody, but still will lead to the eventual deaths of many people on Ordinary Soldiers, and already 2 minutes left on this time bank.
Mako is just being so powerful with this brawl comp. And
I
it's
don't know.
mainly because this May, I feel.
Right now, if I were Ordinary Soldiers, what I would do is I'd possibly switch over to the Winston Diva composition and just jump onto this payload.
If I was Ordinary Soldiers, I'd probably pull out the Winston Diva, but also add a Bastion.
Yeah,
Because as soon as the Diva and Winston jump on that point, Mako's going to target them. You get a Bastion put in turret form up here on the top, and Ordinary Soldiers will be able to stop Mako.
He again has this Blizzard ready to come out, but he's already getting targeted by this Junkrat and will get trapped, and that is going to lead to his death, but not without first popping a Blizzard to keep that point in their favor. But people are already falling in favor of Ordinary Soldiers. Tekris Torb accidentally falls off the map. Coalescence is going to come in and forcing Mako back, and this payload finally starting to move forward with 60 seconds left on their time bank.
And that Maeve's Blizzard got no use there. She threw it, and it looked like a panic throw as soon as she heard the Graviton Surge. So...
Ordinary Soldiers has a Junkrat with a Riptire in the wings, ready to come out of here. Mako popping their Coalescence to keep this fight going in their favor. And it looks like that Coalescence gets nothing. Instead, there's going to be a D-Mech onto Mako's Diva, with Tekris Torb, though, taking out Corey's Junkrat. And that's going to remove a Riptire from the equation here.
Yeah,
Shatter coming in,
and
a massive Shatter catching 4. And Mako looks like they're gonna almost nearly full hold this. Self-destruct there to lock out the point, and the payload barely able to get anywhere.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Soldiers is going to do to try to counter Mako this time.
Switching sides. Initiating match.
Well, I do think, though, Ordinary Soldiers, now they're on the defense. I mean, it's a long time that they're going to have to hold it. And with the payload only have been pushed so far, it's going to be tough for them. Because all Mako really has to do is run that dive composition once more. And they've almost for sure walk away with the win in this match.
Ready for battle.
Looks like Mako going to be running the double sniper composition with a Hanzo
And my
and a
game
Widowmaker.
is broken. I broke my game.
It broke your game? What do you mean?
So, you know how usually you see a rectangle with the lines through it for where the previous payload is?
Yeah.
I officially have 2 payloads on my screen.
Well, at least
is
the
a-
stream sees the normal golden rectangle.
Perfect.
And it looks like Mako going to be continuing with this brawl-style composition. Instead, they're going to have the double sniper for their DPS rather than the May Doomfist. But if Corey keeps
In my
playing Reinhardt the way he
opinion,
has
I
been,
do believe Soldiers should have been pushed up a little bit further here. They chose to sit back really far. So they are in that area where if all of them get killed or like they start getting pushed back, they're going to lose this first thing. So,
an immediate pick though from Gratito on to WP. That's going to kick the Baptiste out of the fight, and looks like Mako going to be a little bit more passive here with Curry taking out Tech Risk Torb, using this May off on the side just to counteract this Widowmaker. Tech Risk will be resurrected though, and that's going to get them back into this fight.
you see both sides running a Mercy, which we have not really seen that much, besides with Pharmacy earlier.
Well, you see the environmental kill comes out on to Corey from the side of Mako, and it looks like Mako though is going to use this to start pushing forward, even though they lost their Reinhardt. They're going to keep this fight going as they want to keep this payload contested as much as they can. They do have 3 minutes though for their time bank. Golex is going to come out from the side of Ordinary Soldiers. And a self-destruct coming in is going to catch nobody, but the Dragon going to possibly help this payload start to move forward just slightly. But no, the contest keeps coming from the May and the Reaper. Both of them assaulting this Reinhardt, trying to take him out. But Mako, in that meantime, coming in with massive numbers of picks, with both the Reaper and the May falling to a charge from a Reinhardt. And a team kill is almost going to for sure finish this fight and this match for Mako.
Yeah, I mean, we really saw Mako be dominant this time around, so... Granted, this is Soldier's first game, so... We'll have to
They
see
still
what the
have
future
a
holds.
few games to go left in the season, so maybe they can turn some things around.
Play of the game.
But there is one thing that we have to do that is fairly important. And that is decide our MVPs for this match. Now, from the side of Ordinary Soldiers, who would you think stood out the most?
I mean, personally, even though he wasn't in the last match, I think D-Man was a very strong player for Ordinary. He was really good tank in the Ilios, right? Yeah. It was on Ilios. He was a really strong tank, especially when he played the Winston on, well. So, he was a really good support player when he switched to support, and his Symmetra plays were top-notch when he was on DPS on Horizon, so I'd have to give mine to D-Man.
And what would you say for Mako? Who do you think was standing out the most for them?
For Mako, it had to be probably Tekker's, because his Widow plays were so spot on, and his Pharah on Ilios Ruins was so good. It really hurt soldiers on that first map with Pharah. And he was just constantly getting the picks that his team needed to keep soldiers back with Widow on every other map.
Alright, I'd have to agree with you on that. Well, then congratulations to Mako on your nice 4-0 win. And congratulations then to Tekris Torb and D-Man on our MVPs of this match. I want to say a big thank you to you, BMG, for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem.
And I hope to see you guys in just a little bit. We're going to do the podcast a little early today. And it's going to be around 4:30 rather than 5 o'clock. So, hopefully I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hopefully you'll tune in to see what crazy thing is going to happen today.
Yeah, definitely gotta come watch the craziness.
And with that, I hope to see you guys again next time.